There's actually such a simple way to avoid this. Have you ever been asked out same day and they say, oh yeah, let's hang out. I'll get back to you later. And then later doesn't come. Let's say that noon turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 p.m. And you realize, oh, I guess we're not going out. So a variation of this happened to me as a teen. And ever since then, I've had a strategy in place that I use that keeps that from happening. So if you find that you're in that cycle, know that it can be broken. I'm going to let you know how. So let's say, when you get a spontaneous invitation, if it's to just hang out, there's no need. There are always exceptions to the rule, but let's say that someone actually has tickets to this event and it's actually happening that night. That's another consideration, right? But these are for the instances when it's very clear they don't have a dinner reservation, the plan doesn't even really exist. There's kind of this idea that, oh, you're likely available, just super cash, which can be some people's style, but I don't know about you, I really appreciate some effort. So when someone does say they'd like to see you, maybe same day, start out by affirming them and their invitation. Say, oh, I'd like that. And then the next step is to sort of set the stage for expectations. So you can say, after I'd like that, let me know when and where you have in mind a couple of days in advance, and it's a date. So what you're doing there is letting them know that it's a date, that you are not down for something casual. And you're also letting them know that you would like at least 2 days notice. So this alleviates the whole issue of waiting around same day, because you have set the expectation that, oh yeah, like I'd love to do this, but this is how much notice I'd like. So it creates shared meaning. So you're not waiting around. And another consideration, if someone asks to hang out a weekend that you're not available, right? You can, again, affirm, I'd like to see you too, but how about next weekend? Let me know when and where you have in mind by Wednesday so I can make sure that I'm still free. So I'm not necessarily advocating for playing a game, but let's say if you have a plan or an idea of what you're doing that night, whether it be going on another date, whether it be hanging out with friends, whether it be some solitude, this really sets a standard with yourself and other people when you're not always available for a super last minute invitation that hasn't really communicated any sort of plan or value to you, right? So essentially, to wrap this all up, it is not a date without a time and a place. And yeah, it's one of those situations where if you find yourself in a situation like the one that I described, where someone says, I'm so excited to, to take you out, like I'll give you the details later, super vague, and then you haven't set this standard, if they do resurface, there's an opportunity to take ownership that, wait, you didn't actually set the standard. They're not a mind reader. Maybe in their dating life, they have not been held to the standard that you actually would like to have, that you haven't yet embodied or required or communicated. So, it's ideal when people know right away how we'd like to be treated. And it's certainly, maybe they did get back to you, but it was literally like 11:59 p.m. We can all make our assumptions about what that means, but giving slight benefit of the doubt, if someone does reach back out, call out the elephant in the room and say, oh yeah, last time it didn't quite work out based on you saying that we should hang out. So set the standard then. Say, let me know a couple days in advance when and where you have in mind, and it's a date. All right. Well, with that, I will leave you to it. Happy dating.